advance from customer. So this is what you need to do, and once you have done this, you can save it, or if you want, you can simulate. No, there is no facility of simulating it. However, you can go and you can see the overview. So this will be overview that one particular line item will get debited and your request will be created in it. So in case of request, we already discussed that only one line item is created, and the down payment request never impact any of the ledger accounts. No value is posted in any of the accounts anywhere in the system. This is just for the acknowledgement that a request has been created, and against this request the accounts department can receive the advance money. So save it and your request will be processed. A document number will be generated. As you can see on the screen, on the footnote, a document number is generated. It says that this is the down payment request. So now a down payment request has been created. If you want to see this request, as in the unit testing, you can execute your transaction FBL5N for line item display, and we can check the line item, that is the advanced request. /n FBL5N. This is for customer ledger account. You can select the customer account over here, company code, and open item, and you can execute it. So once you execute it, it shows there is no item selected, means there is no open item over here. If you select your special GL transactions also, you will find that there is no transaction available. Why? Because yet we have not done any special GL transactions in the system, because once a document is posted, that means an advance payment has been received from customer, then only a special GL transaction is created. We discussed the special GL transactions are the transactions which are done in some extreme cases like down payment, advance, or bill of exchange, or guarantees, or which are to be taken in other format, so that it can be easily identified that how many these transactions are and how these things can be identified. So if you want to see your down payment request, we discussed that down payment requests are termed as noted items. They doesn't hit your ledger account actually, but they are there in the system. So if you want to see them, you need to go to this noted item tab and you need to select this, because request is a part of noted item. They are noted somewhere in the system, but that will not be impacting any of the business or any of the values in the ledger account. So selecting this noted item, and you can execute this, and you will see that the down payment request is there over here. This is it, which we just created a couple of minutes back. If you want to see this, you can select this and you can go to this and you can display the document. So as you can display over here, you need to go to this call up document overview, and you can see there is one line item only, the request, which we just created. So whenever a request is made, the request can only be visible through this noted item part over here, which we just have seen over here in it. That is what need to be selected. So that is it. We just created a request, and now we will be receiving the down payment against the request. The transaction code for receiving the down payment or advance from customer is F-29. So we'll be going to execute the transaction /n F-29 so as to receive the advance money from the customer on the basis of the request. So when you go to F-29, you can see the screen. You need to select the date. Suppose we created the request on 15th. So suppose the advance payment, actual advance payment, is received on 16th, very next day. We need to select the customer. We need to select the special GL indicator, and the special GL indicator should be same that of the target special GL indicator which was mentioned in the request number. If it will not be same, the system will give you an error. So we need to take it as A was been defined. Then you need to select the bank account in which you will be receiving your money. So it will be 1000002, or we can even take our own original account 100001. Now we can select the business area and then the amount over here. So the request was made for 10,000. So 10,000 has been selected. If you want to write any text, you can write it, advance from customer. But now we have yet not selected the request. We need to select the request by which the down payment has been made. So we can go to this request. On the header you can see request. Need to click onto this request, and it will take you to the screen where there is only one request lying as of now. There could be multiple requests lying from different customers, or maybe from the same customer multiple down payment requests could be there with different amounts against different sales order or bills. So you need to select this particular transaction, this line against which you want to receive the down payment. Once you have selected, we can go to simulate the transaction. So once you simulate the transaction, clicked, you will see the line item or the accounting entry has been reflected to you as a preview. So this is the accounting entry preview where the bank is debited with $10,000, whereas the customer account is credited with $10,000. You can see the indicator over here, A, that specifies that this is a down payment, and this 40 posting key is for debiting the GL account and 19 is for crediting the customer account. The line item is 0001 and the second line item is 002. So once you find that this transaction is alright, you can go to the option of posting it and you can post the document. So document is now getting posted. You can see a separate document number 1400006 has been posted, and in case you want to see this document again, you can go to the transaction FB03, enter. You just need to remember the document number because at times you need to type it. So as of now it's already reflecting over here the same number, but you should know it. So the fiscal year is 2014, and now you can enter on the screen. Once you enter, it will show you the document number, that is it, FB03. You can see the document where the posting keys are there, the special GL indicator A is there in it, and it. So this is how you can create a request, and against that a down payment can be received. Now moving to the next is you can check the balance again with the customer line item, that is FBL5N, as we checked earlier for noted item. So over here you need to select the customer, the company, open item, and whenever you make a down payment is a part of special GL transaction, and you can remove this noted item that is not relevant for a normal day-to-day transactions. So you need to select this normal items and special GL transactions. Once you select this, you can execute the report, execute, and now you can see that there is a $10,000 of minus figure in it, that is credit figure in it. That means this much of advance has been received. How can you identify that this is an advance? For that you need to see that special GL indicator. There must be an indicator mark in it, must be filled. So how can we see that? You can go to this layout, and from this right hand side you can select your layout, and in this you can search your special GL indicator, dragging down, so you can see it. Okay, so you can see that special GL indicator is there. You can take it from the right to left side. Anything else you want from over here, you can even take those things from there to here, like text you can take. And now I'm just moving on, enter. So you can see that the special GL indicator A is reflected over here, which shows that this is a down payment received from the customer. Even we can retain the text in it, and the text is also reflected over here in this part. So that is it, which you need to take care. This is how the customer ledger is reflecting as of now. So the whole cycle says that once a request has been made, a down payment is received, the further cycle, a whole sales, that is what we can say is order to cash in normal words. Order to cash means when the order is made, then the goods are delivered, then the payment invoices is raised and the payment is received. So in between, at times there is advance payments before the order. That is what we did over here, and after that you receive the invoice, sorry, you raise the invoice to the customer. So once you raise the invoice to the customer, after that the remaining payment is made from the customer side. So let's raise a customer invoice, and then we'll be receiving the remaining payment, and we'll see how the accounting is done and how the clearing activities are done, where the down payment and the normal payment are knocked off or cleared off against the invoice booked against the customer. So for booking the invoice for the customer, we need to go to transaction FB70. Moving up to FB70, enter. We'll be booking an invoice of around $20,000. Suppose $10,000 is already received as an advance. So the remaining $10,000 will be received after the invoice will be booked. So first I will be booking the invoice. Customer is selected. Then you need to select the invoice date. Suppose I take the date as 18th/11/2014, and this date also 18th. You need to select the amount. Suppose the amount of the invoice is $25,000. Customer invoice, you can put the invoice number over here. Then you can move ahead to your GL account. In the GL account you will be selecting the, let's see what, the sales GL or any other revenue GL you can select over here, against which you can debit your customer. System is slightly slow. So it's working slow as comparatively. So you can see the list. In this you need to select any of the revenue GL, and the revenue GL is with the digit 3. So over here there are two revenue GL, one is sales account and another is cash discount. So we'll take cash sales account as a revenue GL over here. Double click, selected. Now we need to put the amount, that is $25,000. We need to move next is to the business area. Selected. So this is what you need to select. Once you have selected these all, you can click onto the enter, and you can see there is a message displayed, $10,000 down payment exists. That is what we did in the last transaction. We received a down payment. So the system always gives you a message when we book the invoices against for that customer that there is any down payment or not. So if you receive the message, means the down payment exists, otherwise there is no down payment for the customer. So now we can go to simulate the transaction. Enter. Okay. So you can see when we simulated the transaction and entered, when the warning message was there, the screen shows you that this is the preview of the accounting which is generated and which can be posted in the system, and this is what we will be posting in the system as a customer invoice. So this is all right. You can go to the post transaction and you can post it. So the document will get posted, a document number is generated in the screen, and if you want you can see this in your customer ledger. Let's open a new session. and in this session we will be looking after to the customer ledger as well. So over here you can see FBL5N, the customer ledger. You can execute this report, and here you can see that now there are two line items. One is an advance payment of 10,000 and another is of 25,000 of invoice, and these can be distinguished further with the document type. DZ is for customer payment, that is the customer incoming payment, and DR is always used from the FI, that is accounts or finance department, for booking customer invoice, that is TR. Whenever from the sales and distribution module the accounting entries are hit, like the billings and all, for in that case the document types are different. So DR is for booking a direct customer invoice from the SAP FI module. Now, so you can see now that there is a net balance of 15,000 which is due on the customer. So this is how much has to be received from the customer side, $15,000. So we booked the invoice of $25,000. Now we will be receiving the remaining payment from the customer. So for receiving the remaining payment, the transaction for that is F-28, if you remember when you did the AR, accounts and receivables. So F-28, you can go over here to select this, or in fact we can move ahead first. We'll do this incoming payment later on. Now next, first we can move to this down payment clearing, So customer down payment clearing is what? Once we raise the request, we receive the down payment from that, and the down payment received is with the indicator A. So now I want that, I don't need that down payment indicator. I want that particular document of $10,000 with an indicator A to be converted from a down payment to a normal payment from customer. So how can I do that? That is what can be done with this transaction of customer down payment clearing, where you clear the down payment and a normal payment document is generated by the system for that particular customer. So let's move to F-39 and we'll see how this has been done. F-39. In this you need to select the date. Suppose I select the date of 18th, and you need to select the customer. The customer is selected. Over here you need to select the invoice reference. So invoice reference means the customer reference which we just created. We booked the customer over here, FBL5N. You can see what is the customer number we booked. So the customer number we booked is 18. This is the document number we booked for the customer. You can take that and you can fill it over here. So you need to put that customer invoice number in the invoice reference field always. Otherwise you will not be able to clear the customer down payment. So you need always to have this. And if you need any reference, you can write it over here.